Imagine waking up one morning and realizing something powerful. Your time is not just passing. It is shaping your entire life. Every decision you make, every habit you follow, every minute you spend, these moments quietly build your future. Yet most people never notice how quickly time slips away. They rush through the day, react to problems, and end their evenings feeling tired, stressed, and unfulfilled. But what if you could change this? What if you could take control of your time instead of letting it control you? In Master Your Time by Thibaut Meurisse, you will discover a simple, structured guide to reclaiming your focus, your discipline, and your life. This audio summary breaks down the core lessons Meurisse teaches: how to think clearly, act intentionally, and prioritize what truly matters. You will learn why most people stay stuck, how to escape the traps that steal your time, and how to build habits that move you toward your biggest goals. This isn't just a book about productivity. It's a roadmap to meaningful living. So take a deep breath, relax, and get ready. Your journey to mastering your time begins now. Chapter 1. The Truth About Time. Why we always feel behind. Have you ever reached the end of a long day and wondered, where did all my time go? You woke up with good intentions. Maybe you planned to study, finish an important task, or work on a personal goal. But somehow, the day disappeared. Hours slipped away into distractions, interruptions, and small decisions that felt urgent but changed nothing in your life. This experience is not unique. Thibaut Meurisse explains that almost everyone suffers from a silent problem. We misunderstand the true nature of time. We think time is something we have, but in reality, time is something we either use wisely or lose forever. The first truth is simple, but uncomfortable. We always feel behind because we try to do too much, too randomly, with too little clarity. Most people wake up and immediately start reacting. They reply to messages, scroll on their phones, respond to small requests, and jump between tasks. Instead of choosing what matters, they let other people's priorities shape their day. This reactive living creates stress, pressure, and the feeling that we are constantly running but never reaching anything meaningful. Meurisse points out another important truth. Procrastination is not a lack of time. It's a lack of direction. When the mind is unclear, tasks feel heavier. When goals are vague, action becomes difficult. So we delay, we avoid, and we tell ourselves we will do it later. But later rarely comes, and the guilt keeps growing. We also waste hours because of a dangerous lie we tell ourselves. I still have time. I can do it tomorrow. I'll start when I feel ready. But time is not a guarantee. Time is a resource that keeps decreasing no matter what we do. The more we ignore this, the more we fall behind in life. This book begins by asking you to confront a simple question. What would change if you saw every hour as a piece of your life that will never return? When you see time as life, not numbers on a clock, everything changes. You become more intentional. You choose better. You stop wasting hours on things that do not matter. Understanding this truth is the starting point of Master Your Time. Before learning tools, techniques, or strategies, Meurisse asks you to shift your mindset. You cannot master time unless you first understand its value. Once you realize that time is your most precious currency, the idea of wasting it becomes painful. So why do we feel behind? Because we are fighting the wrong enemy. The real enemy is not the lack of time, it's the lack of awareness. Awareness gives you control. Control gives you calm. Calm gives you clarity. And clarity leads you to effective action. This chapter invites you to become conscious of how time shapes every part of your life. It asks you to stop reacting and start choosing. It reminds you that the first step toward a better future is understanding the truth. You are not behind because life is unfair. You are behind because you haven't been in control. But that ends now. This book will show you how to take that control back. One decision, one moment, 1 hour at a time. Chapter 2. Understanding Productivity. Managing Energy, Focus, and Priorities. Once you realize the value of time, the next step is understanding productivity. Thibaut Meurisse explains that productivity is not about being busy. It's about channeling your energy, attention, and effort into the right things. Many people work long hours but achieve little because they spend time on tasks that are trivial or distracting. True productivity requires awareness, planning, and focus. First, let's talk about energy cycles. Every person experiences fluctuations in energy throughout the day. Some people feel most alert in the morning, while others peak in the afternoon or evening. Meurisse emphasizes identifying your peak hours and dedicating them to high-priority, demanding tasks. This ensures you perform at your best when your mind and body are most capable. Low-energy periods can be reserved for easier, repetitive, or less critical work. Productivity also depends on focus levels. In our modern world, distractions are everywhere. Phones, emails, notifications, and endless tasks can scatter our attention. Meurisse highlights that even a few minutes of interruption can break your flow and reduce efficiency. To maintain focus, create a structured environment, remove distractions, and decide in advance which task deserves your attention. Next comes task commitment and prioritization. Not every task deserves the same energy. Ask yourself, which activities will bring me closer to my long-term goals? Completing low-impact tasks may feel productive, but they rarely create meaningful results. Meurisse recommends focusing on tasks that align with your vision, values, and strengths. This ensures your daily work contributes to long-term success, not just short-term busyness. Planning your day is the final piece of the puzzle. A simple framework can make a huge difference. List your most important tasks. Allocate time blocks according to your energy levels. Include short breaks to recharge. Track your progress and adjust daily priorities. By combining energy management, deep focus, and smart prioritization, you transform your work from chaotic effort into purposeful productivity. Meurisse also reminds us that productivity is not a rigid system. It is a personal practice that improves with consistency and reflection. Regularly reviewing your day, understanding what worked, and adjusting your approach ensures growth over time. In essence, understanding productivity is about working smarter, not harder. It's about respecting your energy, protecting your focus, and committing to what truly matters. Once you master these principles, you stop drifting through the day and start designing your life with intention. Productivity is no longer a struggle. It becomes a skill you can refine and rely on. By mastering energy cycles, focus, and priorities, you build the foundation for every lesson that follows. Your time becomes intentional, your actions purposeful, and your results meaningful. This is the true power of understanding productivity. Chapter 3. Breaking the Habit of Procrastination. Even when we understand the value of time and how to be productive, many of us struggle to take action. This struggle often comes from a common enemy: procrastination. Thibaut Meurisse emphasizes that procrastination is not laziness. It is a habit formed by mental barriers, unclear tasks, fear of failure, and feelings of overwhelm. The first reason people procrastinate is uncertainty. When a task feels unclear, when you're unsure about its importance, what steps to take, or how to begin, you delay. Your mind resists discomfort. Meurisse suggests a simple strategy: clarify the task. Ask yourself, why is this important? What will happen if I don't do it? How can I make this easier? Breaking tasks into smaller, manageable steps makes starting far less intimidating. Another reason is misunderstanding motivation. Many people wait to feel motivated before acting, but Meurisse teaches that motivation comes after action, not before. Taking the first step, even a small one, generates momentum. When you start, the mind and body naturally follow, and motivation grows. Fear of failure is another silent trap. We hesitate because we worry about doing something imperfectly. Meurisse reminds us, perfection is not required. Progress is. A task done imperfectly is far more valuable than one delayed indefinitely. Acknowledge the fear, but do not let it paralyze you. Finally, procrastination often emerges from mental overload. Too many tasks, too much pressure, and endless responsibilities can overwhelm anyone. Meurisse advises writing down all tasks, categorizing them from easy to difficult, and scheduling them realistically. This approach turns chaos into clarity and makes it easier to take consistent action. Breaking the habit of procrastination is also about adopting new mental frameworks. Replace thoughts like, "I don't have time," with, "I choose to prioritize this task now." Take responsibility for your choices. Stop blaming circumstances or waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment rarely comes. Action now is the key. Meurisse also emphasizes small wins. Completing even a small part of a task creates a psychological boost, making the next step easier. Momentum compounds, and gradually, procrastination loses its power. In essence, breaking procrastination requires clarity, courage, and structure. Clarify what needs to be done. Have the courage to start despite fear or discomfort. Structure your approach so that even complex tasks are manageable. When these principles are applied consistently, procrastination no longer controls your time. It becomes a minor obstacle you can overcome with focus and action. By confronting procrastination, you reclaim control of your life. You start taking meaningful steps every day, building momentum and creating progress. Procrastination may be a habit, but it is a habit you can break. One intentional action at a time. Chapter 4. Rethinking Time: Past, Present, and Future Alignment. Once you start mastering productivity and overcoming procrastination, the next step is rethinking your relationship with time. Thibaut Meurisse emphasizes that most people misuse time because they allow the past or the future to dominate their present. They either dwell on past mistakes or worry about future outcomes, and in doing so, they lose control of their most valuable resource, the present moment. The first lesson is to stop misusing the past. Many people replay old failures, regrets, or embarrassing moments in their minds. While reflecting on past experiences can teach lessons, obsessing over them prevents action. Meurisse advises separating your past self from your present self. Learn from past mistakes. forgive yourself and others, and let go of events that drain your energy. Only then can you step fully into today. Next comes focusing on the present. The present is where action happens. Goals, progress, and growth all unfold in the current moment. Meurisse suggests treating each day as a micro-life that contributes to your macro-life. If you waste today on trivial distractions, your future suffers. Conversely, investing your energy in meaningful activities today strengthens your long-term trajectory. Simple choices, like dedicating time to learn, exercise, or work on important projects, compound into significant progress over time. Planning for the future is equally crucial. But planning does not mean worrying. Meurisse teaches that when we project into the future, we should do so with clarity and intention. Define your long-term goals, anticipate challenges, and create actionable steps. Visualize the life you want. Break it into achievable milestones, and let these plans guide your present actions. Planning turns uncertainty into structure and empowers you to make deliberate choices. Creating intentions bridges the past, present, and future. Intentions are commitments to act according to your values and goals. By setting clear intentions each day, you ensure that your time is spent meaningfully. For example, instead of passively watching content online, decide, "Today, I will spend an hour learning a new skill that advances my career." These small, intentional actions align your daily life with your bigger vision. Meurisse also emphasizes that proper time alignment requires mindset shifts. Stop giving energy to regrets. Stop worrying excessively about the unknown, and instead, channel your energy into actions that matter right now. The present is your only control point, and using it intentionally creates a strong foundation for your future. In essence, rethinking time is about balance. Learn from the past without being trapped by it. Live fully in the present by acting intentionally, and plan for the future with clarity and purpose. By aligning past lessons, present actions, and future goals, you turn time into a tool that builds the life you truly desire. Mastering this alignment is a pivotal step in becoming the true master of your time, because once you understand how to live consciously in each moment, everything else, productivity, focus, and success, falls into place naturally. Chapter 5. Building a Winning Daily System. Once you have rethought time and aligned your past, present, and future, the next step is building a daily system that drives meaningful progress. Thibaut Meurisse emphasizes that productivity isn't about random effort. It's about structuring your days so every hour contributes to your long-term goals. He calls this approach creating a micro-life that shapes your macro-life. A micro-life is simply your day viewed as a small, complete unit of meaningful action. Every task, every decision, and every hour you invest becomes a building block for your future. Meurisse stresses that spending your micro-life on trivial activities, like endless scrolling, binge-watching, or distractions, weakens your long-term outcomes. Conversely, intentional daily systems ensure your time compounds into real achievements. To create a winning daily system, start with clarity on meaningful tasks. Ask yourself, which activities today will move me closer to my biggest goals? Prioritize these over low-value, urgent distractions. Once identified, dedicate blocks of focused time to these high-impact tasks. This is where daily consistency becomes essential. Small, intentional actions repeated every day create habits that multiply results over weeks, months, and years. Long-term thinking is another key element. Each day should connect to your bigger vision. Instead of working only on what feels urgent, balance urgent tasks with important ones that drive your goals forward. Meurisse reminds us that neglecting long-term priorities in favor of short-term comfort is a major reason people feel stuck despite being busy. Urgency is the final ingredient of a powerful daily system. When you give yourself too much time to complete tasks, you fall into procrastination. Meurisse encourages creating focused timeframes, like a 90-day challenge, to push yourself into action. Breaking goals into smaller deadlines ensures consistent progress and creates a sense of momentum. Additionally, planning your day need not be complex. Start with a simple system. List the most important tasks, allocate time according to your energy levels, and stick to it. Small adjustments over time will refine your routine. Use breaks strategically to recharge and prevent burnout, and ensure social and personal activities are incorporated to maintain balance. By combining micro-life awareness, meaningful tasks, long-term thinking, daily consistency, and urgency, you build a system that naturally propels you toward success. Instead of drifting through days reacting to circumstances, you take control of your time and shape your life intentionally. In essence, a winning daily system transforms abstract goals into actionable steps. It turns intention into habit, and habit into progress. Meurisse's approach teaches that the key to mastering time lies not in working harder, but in designing each day with purpose, energy, and clarity. When this system becomes a part of your life, procrastination fades, stress decreases, and each day becomes a deliberate step toward the life you want. Mastering your daily system is mastering your life, one intentional day at a time. Chapter 6. Multiply your time. Smart strategies for faster progress. Once your daily system is in place, the next step is learning how to multiply your time. Thibaut Meurisse explains that time can be stretched and leveraged through smart strategies, so you achieve more without working longer hours. Productivity isn't just about effort, it's about working intelligently. The first strategy is getting help. Many people try to do everything themselves, wasting valuable hours on tasks that others could complete faster or more efficiently. Meurisse advises asking for help whenever possible. For example, if you need a resource in another language or a task completed that someone else can do, delegate or seek support. This frees your energy for high-priority tasks that only you can do. Next is the mastery mindset. Meurisse highlights that true time multiplication comes from mastering the fundamentals, practicing repetition, and maintaining a constant learning mindset. Mastery means doing things correctly and efficiently until they become almost automatic. By mastering core skills, whether it's weight training, study techniques, or professional tasks, you reduce wasted time and avoid mistakes. Being ready to learn continuously ensures growth and keeps you ahead. Improving skills is another powerful method. When you invest time in learning and enhancing your abilities, you increase your effectiveness in every task. For instance, mastering tools like spreadsheets, software, or writing techniques allows you to complete work faster and more accurately. Learning strategically multiplies your productivity because each skill you acquire amplifies your output in the future. Meurisse also emphasizes the money-time relationship. Time and money are connected. Wisely investing money can save you hours. Hiring a coach, buying tools, or using services that free up your energy allows you to focus on high-value tasks. Conversely, wasting money on trivial items costs you the time you spent earning it. Smart financial decisions maximize both resources, your energy and your time. Finally, Meurisse encourages thinking about your time in terms of impact, not just hours. Focus on activities that yield exponential results. Delegate, automate, or learn strategies that multiply output. By combining help, mastery, skill improvement, and smart resource use, you can achieve in hours what would otherwise take days. In essence, multiplying your time is about working smarter, leveraging resources, and investing in yourself. It's not magic. It's intentional action, strategic thinking, and consistent improvement. When you apply these strategies, you reclaim hours each week, reduce stress, and accelerate progress toward your long-term goals. By mastering these methods, time becomes an ally, not a limitation. Every hour you save and every skill you acquire compounds into a faster, more meaningful path toward success. With Thibaut Meurisse's strategies, you can make time work for you instead of against you. Chapter 7. Mastering Focus, the 80-20 Rule and Flow State. Even when you have a daily system and know how to multiply your time, the most powerful factor in achieving results is focus. Thibaut Meurisse explains that focus is the resource that determines whether your time is spent meaningfully or wasted. Time itself cannot be controlled, but your attention can. How you direct your focus shapes your productivity, your learning, and ultimately your life. The first step to mastering focus is avoiding task switching. Jumping from one task to another breaks concentration and slows progress. Each time you shift your attention, your brain needs to reorient itself, costing energy and time. To prevent this, dedicate uninterrupted time blocks to important tasks. Commit to completing one task before moving to the next, and notice how much more you accomplish. Eliminating. Distractions is equally crucial. Phones, emails, notifications, and casual interruptions scatter attention. Meurisse recommends creating a dedicated workspace, turning off notifications, and informing others of your focus hours. Even small distractions can break momentum, so protect your focus as fiercely as you would protect your most valuable possession. Next, practice deep concentration. Deep work allows you to engage fully with a task, immersing your mind so completely that time seems to disappear. This state is often called a flow state, where creativity, productivity, and learning peak. To enter this state consistently, follow routines, start work at the same time each day, use rituals to prepare your mind, and maintain a structured environment. The 80-20 rule is a powerful tool to maximize focus. This principle teaches that 20% of your efforts produce 80% of your results. Identify the small number of tasks that generate the greatest outcomes and prioritize them. By focusing on high-impact activities, you ensure that your energy produces meaningful results instead of being scattered on low-value tasks. Creating a flow state also requires balance. Take regular breaks, follow hobbies that relax and recharge your mind, and allow yourself periods of boredom. These practices train your brain to concentrate deeply when it matters most. Over time, entering a state of flow becomes natural, and your productivity multiplies without increasing effort. Ultimately, mastering focus is about intention and discipline. When you combine routines, eliminate distractions, and prioritize high-impact tasks, Your mind works at its best. You accomplish more in less time, reduce stress, and feel satisfaction in progress. As we conclude this journey through Master Your Time by Thibaut Meurisse, remember that time is your most precious resource and focus is your greatest tool. By mastering attention, aligning tasks with goals, and entering flow states, you transform each day into a building block for success. If you found this summary valuable and want more empowering audiobook content, don't forget to subscribe to Achievefly Audiobooks. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video that can help you learn, grow, and take control of your life. Share this with friends and family who want to boost productivity and master their time. Remember, every moment you focus, plan, and act intentionally is a step toward the life you dream of. Your time is limited. Master it wisely, and the possibilities are endless.